What's up, everybody? Today is Friday, August 1st, and today I want to talk to you about guarding your perception. So first, we have to understand what perception is. Perception is simply this. It is the way that we process, or should I say, assess information in our surroundings. It's important to understand this because everybody comes from different walks of life, different backgrounds, and so no two people are alike. That said, you have to make sure that you understand how important guarding your perception really is. Sometimes there are things that influence, actually not sometimes, all the times, there are things that influence your perception, like, number one, your experience, things that you have experienced throughout your life. And then the other thing that basically impacts your perception, or the way you think about things, if you will, is your knowledge, okay? What you've learned, if you will. So, understanding that, now we can move forward to the next three things that I'm going to share with you as a way that you can guard your perception. So the first one is you need to understand your self-perception. What do I mean when I say your self-perception? Actually, to be honest with you, this is a great thing that we're talking about this, because the average person don't understand themselves. They're not aware of themselves. They don't know what their self-perception is, or their perception of their self. They don't even know how to gauge it, how to average it, how to make sense of it. So the first thing to make sure that you understand your self-perception is this. Do you know your self-worth or your self-value? Are you aware of basically how you validate yourself, how you get validation from others, and what kind of impact does that have on your psyche, the way you think about yourself, the way you think about things about yourself. All of this is very important, is basically because if you don't value yourself, okay, you can't value anybody else or anything else. You have to make sure that you understand that valuing yourself is very important in order for you to not just be successful, but have a healthy sense of success, if you will, with regards to your perception. So you have to make sure that your self-perception is in check, and sometimes you have to revisit so that you can revise and get things back in alignment the way they are supposed to be, so you can have a healthy self-perception. So now, once you understand and you know the kind of self-perception, or better yet, perception that you have, what you need to do is you need to edit it and you need to revise it. And you need to make sure that you get out all of those toxic things that people, places, and friends, maybe even perhaps yourself, have placed in your mind, in your brain. You need to detox yourself. Get rid of all of those negative things that you've heard, people have told you, or things even maybe that you've seen before. And I'm not saying that you're going to totally forget it, but what I am saying is that belongs perhaps on the back burner. It don't belong in the foreground of things. You need to make sure that you are looking at life with the glass, or as the glass, half empty, half full, instead of half empty. You need to make sure, don't look at it half empty, because obviously that would be devastating. But my point is, perhaps you've been looking at life with the glass half empty, and you need to be taking a much more better approach to the way that you visualize and you see things by looking at the glass half full. And that's what I'm saying by edit and revise your perception, and better yet, your self-perception. You have to have a high sense of self-worth and self-value. In fact, statistics state that people that have a great sense of their perception, or should I say a healthy perception, oftentimes have a high degree of self-worth and self-value. And what I'm saying is, for instance, myself, I know a little bit, have a little bit of knowledge under my belt, degrees and so forth like that, but I don't know everything, and I don't claim to know everything. However, that said, I am aware of myself. I know my shortcomings, I know my limitations, I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, and I don't let anybody else try to manipulate me, monopolize me, or make me think what they want me to think with regards to what they want me to do or how they want me to think about whatever it is, my life, their life, anybody else's life. You have to take control of your own life. And the first way to do that is to begin to have a healthy perception. And you have to do that by first understanding what perception is. Second, we talked about revising or editing the perception once you understand and know and become aware of your perception. And then the third and final thing that I want to talk to you about that you must do, you have to do, is you need to make sure that you continue to monitor your perception. Perception, I believe, is everything. It's the way that you look at the world. It's the way that you look at the people in the world. It's the way that you assess information and things surround you. It's everything, really, to you and to me. So that said, you have to make sure that at all times you are taking the meat and spitting away the bones, for the lack of better words or terms, if you will. But you need to make sure that you are guarding your perception with your life, and don't allow people, places, things, or what have you to interfere with your focus, with your direction, with your path, with your movement. Take control. Don't accept, no for answers. And when I say that, I'm simply saying this: you are your weakest link. You are, that person that, is only capable and able of holding yourself back. Nobody else is. It's simply you. So you have to decide today to take control of your perception. Make sure that you understand perception. Make sure you understand the kind of perception that you have. Get some strong goals, some strong values, and make sure that you monitor, re-edit, and revise it, and then continue to monitor it and watch it over time. And when I say monitor it, I mean monitor your perception daily. Ask yourself, how are you thinking about things? Are you looking at things from a healthy, happier, uplifting perspective? You want to make sure that you are the person that is always taking the high road instead of the low road. You can't do that unless you have a healthy perception. Well, that's my time for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed the very first show on You Are a New You. Take this information and use it to become a new you. I'll see you next time on You Are a New You. Subscribe to me today on YouTube and also on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter. That's my time for today. I'll see you tomorrow right here on You Are a New You. Believe it.